This is the face, number 83, March 1987. Japan special. I'd always been fascinated by Japan, still am, and still have never been. But commissioned Nick Knight to shoot this cover. Not the first thing, but I've been working with Nick since the previous year when he moved to London. This is styled by Simon Foxton, who's a legendary British stylist. We had some fun. He bought the Japanese Coca-Cola badge and the Mickey Mouse and the headphones and stuff. And let's have a look inside. So I have a feeling this is the contents page that Neville had designed. I can't remember changing it, at least. I'm the art director at this point, but Neville's still on the masthead with a whole lot of other brilliant people. I mean, it was such fun to work at the face. Always interesting to look at these old ads. Like I say, they come from another world. Slightly over-designed bulletin page, which was basically, who was hot and who was around. It was nice. One of the greatest things about the face was commissioning in the photography, because you could sort of do it then, just get people and shoot them. So much harder now with all the publicists and anything. This is interesting. John Galliano ad. Totally forgotten that John Galliano had advertising at this stage. I mean, he had so many iterations and went bust 3 or 4 times. This is when he's sponsored by Aguichic, who were a kind of a fashion brand owner. Not very nice layout by me. I'm trying to do things that look very different to what Neville Brody had been doing. So basically I was sort of dollying up the pages, which I frankly now hate. Anyway. Look at these horrible ads for a CD. I remember this jewellery, this designer, Julian Brogden, who was represented by Glenda Bailey, who was his PR, who brought this jewellery into the office. Glenda Bailey, he went on to be the editor of Marie Claire and ultimately American Harper's Bazaar, and hire me about 30 years later. Catherine Hamnet ads featuring my friend Alex Sharkey, who was kind of lad about town, one of us Jiffy condoms. Of course, we're in the period where we're terrified of AIDS. I'm using all these calligraphic details and sort of decoration, really just trying to do something different to what Neville was doing. Oh, and I'm doing funny duotones, which I still like to do. Richmond Cornejo, John Richmond and Maria Cornejo were an insane couple. They were actually my next door neighbours, and were really key to the London fashion scene. And here's an early, very young Naomi Campbell shot by Martin Brayling. I also forgot that they advertised in the face. An article about the Benetton ads. Terry Darby ad. AIDS contact, one bang and you're dead, one prick could kill you. A dated looking Smirnoff advertising. This is better. This is me doing a slightly better work. Really nice full colour set, black and white. Nice type. Probably didn't need that squiggle, but if I quite like it when you can sort of turn a magazine around like that. Dreary looking next ad. Okay, I was so pleased with myself and with this, and when I did this thing, this was the face special on the face Japan special, the shape of things to come, working with my old friend Mark Matter to shoot these toys, and the whole design was sort of based on Japanese bus tickets and these kind of keyline designs. I have an aversion to keylines these days, but then I thought it was super clever to divide the page up, create all these sections. I can't tell you how much time and thinking went in to make this work and fit all the copy. I don't love it now, of course, but at the time I thought it was cool. Paul Rambali, the features editor, would have pulled all these together. He was a fantastic features editor. Fortunately, we lost him this year. Complicated, aren't they? More fiddly-dee and key lines. I didn't like this one because it was a box. It should have gone all the way down. I remember being cross with myself. You know, turning the original kind of headline for the feature into a logo and then running it throughout the feature. So this is the sort of headline and then kind of running it again. Meh. And then someone puts that ad in and sort of sabotages everything. Quite like this spread. Yeah, this is what I was doing in reaction to kind of Neville Brody's work, which was this calligraphic style. Always quite like this. It was sort of probably overdone and could have done with a few less things. It's young British designers. It's a very pretty shoot, again, by Martin Brady. I can tell it's shot on 35mm because the pictures are too tall and thin to make a page. I probably didn't have the guts to kind of crop it that I should have done. I don't know why I left all these spaces. Wouldn't have done later, I can tell you that. This I'd sort of nicked from Neville, this copy style. Ubiquitous Benetton ads. Oh, I've missed it. I always like this spread. This is an article on David Mack. This was a design thing that I'd sort of learned from Neville Brody. So even if it was, I confess, as I go back through, I realise how much I sort of learned from him. Really, this is like turning the headline into an image. So it's type as image. So it effectively becomes the fifth picture on the page, and you could move this layout and headline around, and it would. There's many ways to. I don't quite know why I put the Tweedledee on there, but there you go. Overcooked, but kind of works. I mean, you do something like make the text grey, and then you have no idea you're going to have an ad the next page where the same grey appears. It's like, it wasn't supposed to happen. It's kind of pretty. I used duotones again, here and here. I designed all these Tweedledees, don't quite know why. Hideous design by me. It doesn't hang together at all. Alice Temple, she was a friend of mine in this ad. And an internal ad for a new magazine for men called Arena, second issue, which I was also privileged to work on. We used to moonlight mocking up and designing ads for some of these stores. I remember that. It was a sort of another way to supplement our salaries, which were not huge. Interesting as an ad for a magazine designer for Looking, the leading magazine for children in Britain. I don't find out why they advertised in the first. Anyway, there you go. The Face, number 83, March 1987. Thanks for watching.